Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Clock Hour. This is your boy Marv Kennel, and I have a very special guest up here with me today, Mr. Ronnie Cardoza, Mr. Unlearn, Relearn. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. Blessed.
Yeah.
God is good.
So what you been up to, man?
Woo! I've been like working on different things. It's been some personal things that been going on, but like I said, overall, I've been trying to just try to get more into community, as in trying to start some things where people can get involved, and just start really concentrating on our community.
Right. I see a lot of your live feeds, man, and I put together a couple of questions for you. So I'm gonna hit you with the first question. How can we get the brothers to unite on this level?
Um, it's hard, but it's like it can be done. We need to do is really see what's going on out here and just really have a conscious decision to say, look, I want to do something that's going to you know, make us come together. Like I said, we're looking at the community, we're seeing how these kids are acting, and it's just like, you know what, it's time. It's time for us to unite. It's time for us to really get what's going out there, because they are our future. So if we're not, connecting to these kids, then it's going to be, it's going to be more problems. But I just ask, like, we need to go out there and just start really getting in each other's face. Not
Right.
confrontational, but just come
Right.
to each other and just try to just understand. Say, look, I need you. I need you to help me help them.
That makes sense. Um, you know, it's a matter of bringing people, like-minded people together.
Hmm.
One thing I see, I'm from Waterbury and everything. One thing I see, it's clicky here. You know what I mean? You got a click over here, a click over here, a click over here, a click over there. And me and my man, we used to call ourselves running some community meetings, and what we would do was he would tag everybody.
Hmm.
Some would show up, some wouldn't show up, and then we would schedule them to where if you wanted to come, you came,
Right.
but many didn't come, so we stopped. Um, it's a unique spot because as in my travels and everything, I've met a lot of good brothers here, but they may be doing something over here, they may be doing something over here, they may be doing something over here, this one is doing something. And don't get me wrong, this is maybe just my opinion. I'm looking through a window. I'm an outsider. I call myself an outsider because I'm pretty much always gone or traveling somewhere. But and I'm not excluding the women either. But to me, it's it's not about the status, man.
Exactly.
It's not about that. It to me, if you're the person that's doing the greatest work, you won't see them.
Right.
You know what I mean? You won't see them nowhere. And I even try to get some of them on my show. Um, there's people that's doing a lot of work, but it's not about status, man. It's about what you're doing. Like even I picked up a job. I'm retired, but I picked up a job in the school system because I wanted to know what's going on.
Right.
So how else to know what's going on without you got to get involved?
Right. See, and that's what I want to do. Like I said, I want to network.
Right,
I want to get this. You had Sean Gaston on her organization.
right,
I want to get like people that's doing things in the community and just come together and see. Well, maybe I can help her. Say
right,
maybe our group, because I'm in the founding group, the Ungroup
right,
Society,
right,
and I just want to, you know, us to like work together so it'd be easier
right,
to get things done. And
right,
so, like I said, what I want to do is like just put it out there, like where we have like we have a meeting where every organization get together. You could be doing this over here to help women. You can have
right,
over here to help boys. You can help
right,
and just connect so we can like help each other to get it done. Because like I said, it's like too many people going up there. And I like the way you said what you say about status. Because some people, like I said, like, oh me, I'm like, what about us?
Right,
What about
right.
us?
And it's sad, man. I think, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there's barriers there
Yeah,
that are hindering this
yeah,
from happening?
yep. There's barriers, and it's like some of it is ego. I mean, cause I told you I was gonna speak,
Right.
and
And that's what I want you to do.
like with some of these churches, it's like, that's our foundation. So I'm thinking like, you know, it should be if we have issues in our community, it should be a blackout at City Hall. We coming together, making sure that what I'm saying, we getting the issues of hand to get done, and we come together. But it seemed like all these black churches, I said I don't see the
Right.
connecting in a sense, And I'm not saying something ain't doing
No.
stuff. It's churches
Right.
doing stuff,
Yeah.
but just come together. Let's come together. Say, okay, I see you over here doing something. I see you over here. But why is it hard to come together and just boom, have a coalition?
Well, yeah, I think doing a little history homework, Miss Wyrick was good at that.
Oh, I love this. Hey, cool. I'm sorry.
And and it's crazy that you say that because things are changing. Things have changed. There's less communication as far as a conversation goes. A conversation stems with a text or a comment on a Facebook tag. You know what I mean? There's no, like you and I, we could sit here and talk all day. I know what we're capable of. That's you and I. You know what I mean? But maybe somebody else, we can't get on that real conversation level.
Connect.
You know what I mean? Like there's a my brother, I call him and we talk. We talk for hours about all kinds of stuff. A real conversation. I think there's something missing. It's something missing as far as communication. Like me and my man, we'll meet at D&D and stand out there and talk about everything, especially when the weather get nice. You know what I mean? We'll stand out there and just talk. No phone calls, no phones, no nothing.
Right.
Just talk. When you go different places now, if you look across the bar, if you go to a bar or something, you look across the bar, half of the people heads down are in their phones. And or, they're taking pictures of themselves. And I think it's a level of selfishness, maybe. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a level of selfishness, man. I mean, you look the same way you looked yesterday. No disrespect, but think about it. I see things and like, say for instance, everybody marched for George Floyd. And then all of a sudden, they turn the lights out, take their ball, and go back home, right? Now, there may be some legislation that's taking place in D.C. right now, but then at the same time, everybody took their ball and went home.
Yeah,
I'm going home.
they're complacent. It's just like, we did this, but
Trayvon Martin,
But what's the aftermath?
same thing. Everybody rallied and blah, 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 police brutality, so. Then when they turn the light off, they take their ball and go home. You know what I mean? There's people out here fighting the good fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there isn't anybody fighting a good fight. But at the same time, you'll run on something and then it'll lose its trend and then you turn it off and go to the next thing. Like the statue downtown.
Oh man, don't get me started.
And you know what? I respect those individuals that went down there, but I didn't see the cause. I didn't, you know what I mean? I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. That statue ain't bothering me. There's right across from there. There's a little slave condentation over there. Right across there in the library,
Yeah.
they have a little slave thing over there. So it's like, let's pay attention to this where you got it facing backwards and can't nobody see it walking past it. Turn that around so people can actually see it or even make a bigger stance there. Then you could get to the statue.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's like somebody hit me up yesterday, and I'm rambling really, but somebody hit me up, happy St. Patty's Day. Excuse me? I don't do that. I'm not putting on green or anything like that. Our cause is our cause.
Right.
I'm willing to fight the good fight. You know what I mean? I'm willing to speak up and recognize
And see,
that.
that's why I try to tell people. It's like we need to start doing us. Okay, I tell people right now, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual.
Right.
And like I said, I have questions. I mean, like I said, if I'm gonna ask you questions about what's going on,
Right.
I mean, I want answers. And like I said, I mean, keep it 100 or keep it moving.
Right.
And it's like, but I just want to know the truth.
Right.
But it seemed like us being here in America is like we've been told their story.
Yeah.
I want to know our story.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's and
Right.
that's all.
And that's-
And see, but when you
there's
start
nothing
doing that,
wrong
then
with
all of a
that.
sudden, yeah. But see, they make it seem like oh, you shouldn't be grateful, or just go along with it. I said I don't go along to get along.
No.
It's never been me.
In certain cases, I have. But one thing I've never done is sold my people out. Never. And there's people that can contest to that because learning the history takes you to where you need to be. But
Real history, though. I mean, like
Real
I said,
history.
We've been, like I said,
Right.
we've been sold on goods that that we can't buy. And I try to tell people, I said, look, I mean, I just want to get it right because I said, you know what, growing up, I had low self-esteem because, like I said, you wasn't telling me that I could be proud that somebody actually, invented this, invented that. And we've invented so many good things. And I'm like, I didn't know that. Just like with
it's a watered down history lesson.
Hidden Figures.
Right.
I was so excited about that because I love space and and when I found out that black women doing that,
Right.
it shook us. And then like Warren Leach, and he's like the big part of Ungroup Society.
Right.
We got things together where we had right there at the movie theater. We had 2 theaters and we had a whole bunch of kids come up there to watch it.
Right.
And they had a scene, and I won't ramble on it, but they had a scene where Kevin Costner, he broke down the signs, the color sign.
Right.
Them kids starting to start clapping and everything. Here on my neck start coming up because, like I said, if I felt good to say that, you know what, these kids do understand that, but
Yeah, they understand
we need to be there for them though, because like I said, these phones are making them robotic. Technology is making them robotic. People getting mad at them because a girl be sitting here and another girl be sitting over there, and they having conversations. Instead of like just coming to each other and talking, they doing like this texting. And I'm thinking like, wow, but this technology is making them robotic because there's no balance in saying like, okay, look, you can look at this, but understand this.
Right.
Because the way I did with my daughter, like I said, I made her use her fingers. I did all that. Even though I had all this technology, I made her, knowledgeable to something.
Right.
If you take away them chargers, all you have in your hands is a piece of expensive junk.
Right.
You feel me? So like I said, so you got
a brick, a paperweight.
Exactly. So you got to understand, like, you got to be some balance, and we're not giving these kids balance because, like I said, it seems like technology is teaching them. It's like everybody coming in and teaching them except who needs to teach them.
Right. And you know what? I read something to some students yesterday, and it says Waterbury School District in Connecticut has the worst odds for student success of any other district in the state. Children in a household with poverty level incomes are less likely to succeed academically than those in more financially secure home environments. In the district, located in New Haven County, children are nearly 3 times more likely to live below the poverty line than children across the states as a whole. While investment in education alone is not guarantee or better outcome, higher school spending can improve the quality of education per pupil. Spending in Waterbury District is just $18,110 a year over, it says 3,000 below the state average of 21,310. Now, I had a whole class. You know what they asked me? Who wrote that? Somebody sent this to me.
Wow.
So it woke them up. I am a prime example that we can do it, regardless on what statistics may say. You know what I mean? I'm from Waterbury, born and raised. You're from Waterbury, born and raised. Springbrook, Fairmont, Bucks Hill. You know what I mean? You did it. So once we get past this failing mentality, or even, I don't even like to use the word trying. Once we get past those words, take those words out of the language. The trying thing, you're not trying. We're not trying anything. What we're gonna do, like after you and I have this conversation today, we're getting to work.
No doubt.
So when I hit you up and be like, okay, Ronnie, let's go.
Bing, I'm with it.
You know what I mean? So seeing this, because I've been circulating the schools. So I'm like, I didn't have any tools to reach them. So once I got their attention, I said, got you. Now I got your attention.
And that's what I've been telling people. Once you get in their path, yo, you can change that direction.
Right.
Yo, matter of fact, like Warren Leach and us, from the Ungroup Society, we took some kids to Harlem like last month. Yo, this one kid, yo, he been through stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, talking about stabbing and, you know, he felt bad, but it was like his situation. I told him, I said, hold up, you know what? You're not the only one that been through some stuff, but like I said, don't take this here and use it to fail. This
Right.
is a learning session. You took the
Right.
you took the first step. You're
Right.
here.
Right.
We're here in this museum, you know, showing you like Black history, like Muhammad Ali and
Yeah.
and all the greats that you know have been in here and
Right.
did things. You know, Malcolm X and so like I said, so I told him, I said, yo, let that go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, for some people, it's hard, man.
It is, because there's nobody there. I mean, the kids I have worked with over the years, it's yo, I'm telling you, there was times I walked in the house and I wouldn't wish it on a dog.
Right.
But yet and still, you want that kid to be like a doctor, a lawyer, but
Right.
look at what his environment is. He had a grandmother that had 5 kids, and all they was were checks. I'm gonna keep this 100. They was checks to her.
Right.
Walk in the house, you see roaches, you see holes in the walls, you see cats. The house smelling like a barn, and you want this kid to be a functional person in society? How? And then the first thing people say, oh, he had choices. No, he don't. He's 11 years old. But that's the environment. And like I said, when I came into his life,
Right.
yo, I changed the whole dynamics because of the fact that I want to earn his trust first. What I did one time, I took 21s, right? $21. I took it out, took a red marker. I said, boom, gave it to him. I said, this is your 20. What? He was only 12. His name is Jalil. I said, what?
Right.
I said, oh, but I'm asking a favor though. Can you hold on to that 20 until next week?
Right.
Now here you give a 12-year-old $20.
Right.
You know, it's burning his pocket and everything.
Right.
Because I saw that he didn't really have much. But what I did, I asked him a favor.
Right.
What happened was, next Friday, go up there, I spread that money out, not $1 was spent.
Okay.
Put that money back, took out another 20 and said, boom, that's all I needed you to do. I said, I trust you, do you trust me?
Now,
And it's earned.
but here's another thing. Like I watch a lot of the African stuff and do a lot of research because I want to go. Now, some of those kids, poverty, they're below poverty.
Right.
But they're still excelling. I was working at the college in New Haven, and a young lady from Zimbabwe. Very well spoken, very polite, well mannered. You know what I mean? So this is why I say against all odds. A lot of times, if we use certain excuses to contribute to failure, like this is all I know. That's not. I tell them, I said, if I had a phone when I was in high school like y'all have, I would have hit the honor roll every marking period. We used to have to go to
The library.
the library to get that information.
You have to get the answer.
I talked to someone about, a couple of students about Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. I had to go to that school to see it. So I went one year. I went in 2018. Beautiful school. You know, when you listen to, they have a museum across the street, you listen to, and you could hear the stories on what those kids were going through in that school, just to go to school. So you're looking at these kids like, yo, you have it. All you got to do is use it. If you utilize it, then you won't have any problems. These are supercomputers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, there's no need to fail.
Right.
You're failing yourself. If you got access to the internet, Google. You got access to a phone, ask questions. I used to Google everything. If I didn't know it, I still Google.
Oh, I do that too.
I'll see something in the documentary and I'll look that name up. Who is this individual? Like I used to have training every year, and then they would speak on certain groups and stuff like that in training. So I raised my hand. Where did it come from?
Yeah, I was like that.
You know, where did it come from?
A million questions.
Because if people are going to teach you anything, you want to be able to ask them questions. Like you and I are talking. I'm like, you know, and I'm listening, but you're like, my thing is your environment. It can dictate your outcome to a certain degree.
Right.
I used to look out the window all the time and wonder, what was that over there? Because we stayed up on the top of the hill so I could see the horizon. What is that over there? I want to go see that. When I joined the military, I didn't tell anybody. I just disappeared for a day. Came back a day and a half later. Where you been? I said, I joined the Navy. What? Joined the Navy. My mom's like, don't be crying to me when you get homesick. I got homesick once. I was in San Diego. San Diego, beautiful. It one time, that was the whole, out of 9.5 years, one time I got homesick. Other than that, that was over. You know what I mean? And I know you were in the military also. Did you get homesick?
One.
One time.
I had one because I said, you know, my mom, but like I said though, when I went to Germany, and I was in Germany when the wall came down.
See?
So I was part of history. And,
Right.
But like I said, it was just so, it was so surreal. When we were just talking about that,
Right.
about going to Paris.
Right.
Like I used to go to downtown in the library, and I'm sitting there. I used to just pick a book. I'm looking in there, see pictures, close my eyes. Boom. Wishing I was there. When I went to France and I actually went to the Eiffel Tower, I started hyperventilating because,
That's
like
crazy,
I said, I was
ain't
like, and I was bugging because, like I said, it's like I was in a book thinking I would go there, and I actually did.
Right.
And it was so amazing. It's like, yo, I just turned 19.
Right.
You know, and it was like, wow, I'm seeing the world. And it's
Right.
like just seeing so many things, seeing different people and everything.
Right.
And I got out the element of saying that, you know what, you're not going to be anything. You're going to be, like I said, it was just so much against me. To me, black males, when we're born, it's a bullseye on our back. And I'm going to keep it one. But like I
Yeah.
said, here in America, this is how we are. You know what I'm saying? We're dictated as like, we're never going to mount to anything. It's like the odds are against us.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, I don't want to use excuse, but I'm just, like I said, I told people, if you have problems, you want to know the symptoms.
Right.
And a lot of these symptoms started from planet. We got generational curses.
Yeah.
And like I said, so it's so hard to break if you don't have somebody that's positive. Like I said, I had questions. I don't know where I got it from, but I always was thinking things. You know, like
Right.
I gotta tell this story.
Right.
About when, you know, I was 6 years old and my mother would smack the taste out of me. And why she almost smacked the taste out of me? Because she had a picture of Jesus being blonde hair, fair skin, and blue eyes. And I'm like, man, that's not Jesus. And she was ready to smack me because it was about saying about the disrespect, but it wasn't that.
Right.
In my mind, I would say, man, I was like, man, let's get a box of crayons. Let's get the black ones, the white ones, the yellow ones, the blue. Let's just
Being inquisitive.
exactly. And let's put it in a pot and melt it, whatever color it is. God, you know, that's God because He created us all. So I'm thinking I'm missing out, and I just had a connection. I had a spirit. I didn't understand it until I got older, and I say, "Wow, I'm there's something about me." You know what I'm saying? It's like something that's there. Because I've always been this way. I didn't start this the other day about caring for people and being in things. I always wanted to be that dude, as in like saying that, you know what, if I step over to you need a pair of shoes, or you know, I would get, you know, that's how I always been.
Right.
And
I bought you food.
Yo,
I bought you food when you were selling dinners. I bought you food.
Yeah, that's my side
you know
hustle.
What? My whole thing is, what what would be the steps that you would want to take to start bringing some of these people together, and how you're going to do it?
Have a forum. What I want to do, I want to just put it out there, saying that reach out to different organizations and say, look, I want us to start a coalition, and let's like have like a monthly thing,
Okay.
and just have it where we all get together, and if you're doing something, positive and stuff like that, just tell us what we need to do to help you. If you need help to spread the word, if you need some help, like building something, whatever. Because like I said, it's so many brothers out here that got their own businesses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They doing, and we connect. Like I got some people that do yard work. What I want to do, the thing I'm working on now, I want to have it where, guys that got their own business, get some of these kids, help out. We'll pay them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Try to get a grant, help them do like people that can't do their yards. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the elderly people.
Right.
And that way, when you come together, like I said, they try to bridge this good generational gap, because like I said, that's what's going on. Like these young kids act like we don't know what it is to be a kid. I'm like, yo, I was 13 once.
Well, all right.
And I
So,
understand.
let me ask you a question, one more question, and then we wrapping up.
Okay.
Words of wisdom for the people, because this is by the people, about the people, for the people.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom. Come on, man.
I really hope like that we can actually do this where we come together, and it does take us to say unlearn, relearn, because some of the things we have done hasn't gotten us nowhere. So I said, for me, unlearning some things, now I'm learning which direction to go. So hopefully that we'll come together as a whole, and just like I said, just really understand how this is going to work as for us.
Okay.
So
I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna have you back, man, and I'm gonna bring everybody else in, and we're gonna make this happen, because
we'll do a round table.
We got a lot to talk about.
No doubt.
Thanks for tuning in once again to the Klock Hour. This is your boy Marv Kendall, and I got my special guest, Mr. Ronnie Cardoza. Unlearn, relearn. Peace. That was good.